And some civil society organizations, I'll take that again, excuse me. Some civil society organizations have said the withdrawal of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, poses a significant security threat. The three countries had on Sunday announced their exit from ECOWAS due to what they called illegal and inhumane sanctions imposed on them following the coups in their countries. The regional bloc, chaired by Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, has said it had yet to receive any notification of withdrawal from the three countries. The CSOs, in a joint letter addressed to Tinubu, said the withdrawal of these countries posed a direct threat to the collaborative efforts required to combat regional security challenges. It specifically said Mali and Niger were critical in the fight against terrorism and insurgency, given their geographic positioning and the nature of cross-border security threats. And we're moving to Ekiti State, where the Council of Traditional Rulers have called on the federal government to deploy more security personnel to Ekiti, as the state is generally under-policed. The council, in a communique issued at the end of the meeting with the governor, Biodun Oyebanji, on Wednesday, said they were deeply saddened by the murder of two of its members, His Royal Majesty Oba Samuel Olushole Olatunji, the Olumojo of Imojo Ekiti, and His Royal Majesty Oba David Ogunsokin, the election of Eshun Ekiti, and the abduction of school children and their teachers in Emure Ekiti, same day, Monday, January 29th. The council condemned in the strongest terms the sacrilegious and brutal killing of its members and the kidnap of school children and their teachers in the state. The traditional rulers called on government at all levels to ensure the perpetrators were apprehended and made to face the wrath of the law in no distant time. Meanwhile, Senior Special Assistant to President Bola Tinubu on school feeding, Yetunde Adeniji, has tasked relevant agencies to take swift action to ensure the safe return of the school children kidnapped in Ekiti State. And an explosion from an illegal oil bunkering has rocked the serene oil-bearing Obiti community in the Ohaji Egbema Council area of Imo State. The explosion, which claimed several lives, properties and farmland estimated at several millions of naira, reportedly arose from the activities of some hoodlums who dug a deep hole in a nearby bush, fixed a long pipe in it from where they scooped crude oil into a hired standby tanker. Eyewitnesses say that while the illegal oil operation was going on, some group of suspected vandals emerged from the bush and engaged the bunkers in a gun duel to disperse them. The exchange of fire consequently sparked off an explosion with a resultant inferno which led to death and destroyed the stationary tanker. And of course, correspondents in the site of the disaster reports of wailing and lamentation by relatives of the victims whose charred bodies littered the scene. Subdued by anxiety, some residents of the embattled community within the vicinity had fled their homes for fear of possible interrogation by security agencies. Confirming the incident, the Imo State Police Command, through the Police Relations Officer, ASP Henry Okoye, said in telephone that the Commissioner of Police, CP Aboki Danjuma, had already set up a high-powered investigation team to unravel the immediate cause of the incident and arrest culprits. And the Plateau State government on Wednesday pledged to include Muslims in the security committee constituted by Governor Caleb Mutfwang. The pledge followed a public outcry, especially from the Muslim communities who complained of being excluded from the committee. The governor had on Wednesday presented a list of members of the security committee tasked with finding lasting solutions to the ethno-religious crisis affecting the state. Reacting to the development, the secretary to the state government said the governor would include Muslims in the committee. The statement, however, assured people of the state that Governor Mutfwang will run an all-inclusive government, warning mischief makers against divisive commentaries. And Vice President Kashim Shettima has implored broadcast media organizations in the country to prioritize national unity in addressing the critical challenges facing northern Nigeria. He made the call on Wednesday when the Arewa Broadcast Media Practitioners Forum paid him a courtesy visit at the presidential villa, Abuja. The vice president identified poverty, insecurity, and inclusivity as the major concerns demanding attention. The vice president, in a statement by his spokesman, Stanley Nkwocha, expressed gratitude to President Tinubu, noting the president's appreciation of the North and his history of sacrifice for the nation's good. On his part, chairman of the Arewa Broadcast Media Practitioners Forum, Abdullahi Umar Yelwa, stressed the need for collaboration between government and citizens to engender participatory democracy. And still in the North, governors from the Northwest have pledged to work together and adopt a common approach in tackling security challenges bedeviling the region, ruling out negotiations with terrorists. Governor Diko Rada of Katsina State and chairman of the Northwest Governors Forum stated this yesterday during the inauguration of the Zamfara State Community Protection Guard in Gusau. He said banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and other criminal activities had engulfed the region in the last 10 years, noting that effective synergy and the adoption of a common approach by the state would go a long way towards addressing insecurity and fostering relative peace in the region. On his part, Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara said they would work collectively to address insecurity and socio-economic problems in the region. Governor Lawal's colleagues from the Northwest states rallied around him during the unveiling of the CPG at the Trade Fair Complex, Gusau.